Love that is pure does not always seek the spotlight. It does not always speak in beautiful words or show up in public ways. Sometimes, the strongest kind of love is the one that hides itself, not out of fear, but out of sincerity. Many people are drawn to attention. They think love means flowers, promises, or long messages. But Islam teaches us something deeper. Something love that is real may not raise its voice, but it raises your soul. It doesn't rush. It doesn't beg for approval. It quietly aligns itself with purpose, with discipline, and with Allah's guidance. You won't always be told when someone loves you this way. You won't always see it coming. But if you listen with your heart, if you observe with patience, you'll notice signs. Subtle, silent, sacred. And those signs? They are more meaningful than anything the world could display. In this video, we are not exploring what is obvious. We are discovering what hides behind the silence, the hidden signs that someone loves you truly, for the sake of Allah, and for the journey of the soul. They fear hurting you in their absence. When love is sincere, it doesn't stop when you walk away. It follows through even in silence, even when you're not watching. Someone who truly loves you from the heart, for the sake of Allah, cares about your dignity even in your absence. They guard your name like it's something sacred. They protect your image like it's a trust. Not to impress you, not to earn a reward from people, but to please their Lord. They're careful with their tongue. They avoid joining conversations that mock you, even in small ways. They refuse to share personal details that could harm your reputation. They don't laugh at jokes that use your name for amusement. This kind of love is not loud. They won't announce that they're defending you. They won't come to you saying, "Look what I did for you." Instead, they quietly step away from what could hurt you. They remain loyal behind closed doors, not just in front of your face. The Prophet Muhammad ﷺ said, "Whoever protects the honor of his brother in his absence, Allah will protect his face from the hellfire on the day of judgment." This hadith isn't just about friendship. It applies to anyone who holds another person's trust in their heart. If someone truly cares for you, they won't allow others to bring shame to your name. Even if staying silent would be easier, they choose to walk away or speak up with courage. And when someone respects you when you're not around, when they fear harming your feelings even indirectly, that's not politeness. That's not just good manners. That's a hidden sign. A sign that their love is guarded by sincerity and led by taqwa. They monitor their intentions without telling you. Not every act of love is visible. Some of the deepest acts happen in silence, between the soul and its creator. A person who truly loves you for the sake of Allah does not constantly speak about their good intentions. Instead, they look inward. They question themselves quietly. They ask their heart again and again, "Is this love pure?" They don't wait for praise. They don't share their efforts in conversations or display them for approval. Their struggle is internal, a constant battle between their emotions and their responsibility to Allah. When they feel their attachment growing too strong, they don't run to you. They run to prayer. They seek protection, not permission. They ask Allah to guide their heart, not you to validate it. This is a hidden form of worship, a personal jihad that no one sees. They want their feelings to remain clean. They fear that their love might become selfish, so they fight that feeling silently. They want to love you, but only in a way that increases their iman. You won't hear them talk about this process. They won't tell you how hard they're trying to stay disciplined. But the struggle is real, and that silent struggle is a powerful sign. This is not weakness. This is spiritual strength. It's not coldness. It's care. It's not distance. It's discipline. When someone checks their intentions without letting you know, when they correct their heart in secret, that's not hidden because it's small. It's hidden because it's sacred. And that kind of love, silent, careful, and accountable before Allah, is a love that is built to last beyond this life. They study you to understand, not to control. True love pays attention, but not for control. It watches, not to manage your steps, but to better support you. A person who loves you sincerely for the sake of Allah doesn't try to change you through pressure. They learn you through patience. They notice what calms your heart, what triggers your stress, what brings out your strength, and what quietly drains your energy. But they don't make it obvious. They don't say, I know you better than you know yourself. They don't use your patterns to win arguments or hold control. Instead, they use that knowledge to protect you, sometimes without saying a single word. They pick up on the way you go quiet when something's wrong. They sense your discomfort before you speak. They adjust their tone when they feel you're tired. And they offer space when they feel you need silence. You don't have to explain yourself repeatedly, because they have already been listening, not just with ears, but with attention, care, and intention. And yet, they never make you feel like a project. They never make you feel observed or analyzed. They don't collect this information to use it later. They simply respond in ways that make you feel seen and safe. This kind of attention doesn't come from romance, it comes from mercy. It's not about control, it's about compassion. It's a reflection of how the Prophet ﷺ treated his family, with gentleness, with awareness, and with understanding. He ﷺ knew when something was off without being told. He paid attention not just to words, but to emotions. He showed that love is not only in big gestures, but in small adjustments made with sincerity. When someone studies you quietly, not to change you, but to ease your journey, that is a hidden sign, a sign of love rooted not in desire, but in responsibility. A love that wants to uplift, not overpower. They hide their own sacrifices. In today's world, many people talk about what they do for others. They want to be seen. They want to be thanked. But someone who truly loves you for the sake of Allah doesn't need an audience. They don't turn their sacrifices into stories. They give, they adjust, they carry weight behind the scenes, silently. When something is difficult for them, they don't make you feel guilty. When they go out of their way for your comfort, they don't remind you later. They don't say, "Look what I've done for you." Instead, they quietly do what needs to be done, then move on, without expecting praise. Their goal is not to impress you. Their intention is to please Allah, and that's what makes it beautiful. They give up comfort, sometimes without you knowing. They overlook mistakes without making you feel indebted. They sacrifice time, energy, and ease, not for attention, but out of care. And still they stay silent, because they believe that Allah sees everything, and that is enough. Their love doesn't ask for recognition, it asks for barakah. Their actions are not loud, but they are loaded with meaning. When someone hides what they give up for you, when they protect your peace by carrying their burden alone, that is not weakness. That is sincerity. That is a hidden sign that their love is real, rare, and rooted in faith. They lower their gaze even in halal spaces. Love that is pure does not cross limits, even when the path is allowed. One of the signs often missed is how a person controls their gaze, even when there is permission to look. Before marriage, we are told to lower our gaze. But even after a halal step is taken, like engagement or a supervised meeting, true love still carries modesty. A person who sincerely loves you for Allah doesn't look at you carelessly. They don't fix their eyes on you just to feel emotionally closer. They don't use religion as a way to satisfy their curiosity. They understand that respect is more powerful than staring. Their love is not in how long they look, it's in how carefully they protect your modesty. They may glance, they may smile in a respectful way, but they do not make you feel uncomfortable with their eyes. They stop themselves before desire replaces dignity. This discipline is not coldness. It is not a lack of affection. It is a form of love that is guided by taqwa. They lower their gaze because they value your soul more than your face. They know that every look is recorded, and they would rather earn Allah's pleasure than chase temporary feelings. Their eyes are trained by sincerity, not by emotion, not by excitement, but by the fear of crossing what is sacred. When someone loves you and still controls their gaze, even when they are allowed to look, that's a powerful sign, a hidden form of respect, a quiet message that says, "I love you, but I love Allah more." They stay away when the timing is not right. Love that is sincere doesn't always mean being present all the time. Sometimes the deepest form of love is knowing when to step back. When a person truly cares for you for the sake of Allah, they will not try to push themselves into your life before the right time. They won't force conversations. They won't demand closeness. They won't ask you to break your boundaries just to keep them around. They recognize that love is not about rushing. It's about trusting the process Allah has written. If you are healing, they will give you space. If you are not ready, they will not pressure you. If things are not aligned yet, they will wait with patience, silently, respectfully. This distance they choose is not rejection. It is a sign of maturity. It is a sign of care. It is a hidden form of protection, for their own heart and for yours. They want the connection to be pure, not forced, not built on fear of losing, but grounded in the belief that what is meant for you will never miss you. They don't disappear to hurt you. They pause so that the relationship can stay clean. They step back not to run away, but to make sure that when they come forward, it is in a way that pleases Allah. This kind of patience is rare. But when someone chooses distance over disobedience, silence over pressure, and timing over temptation, that's not weakness. That's a hidden sign that their love is led by trust in Allah, not by urgency. They increase in worship without explaining why. When love comes from the heart and is tied to Allah, it becomes a source of growth, not distraction. A person who truly loves you for the sake of Allah will not let that love pull them away from Him. Instead, they will use it as a reason to get closer to Him. You may not know why they've started waking up for tahajjud more often. You may not understand why they're fasting more days, or why they've suddenly become more focused in salah. But deep inside, they are trying to protect something sacred. They don't announce their efforts. They don't tell you, "I changed because of you." They don't seek attention for their improvements. They quietly increase in their worship, not to impress you, but to protect their own heart. Their love is not just a feeling. It becomes a reminder that hearts can be tested through emotions. And the only way to survive that test is by remembering Allah more. So they pray, they fast, they seek knowledge, they improve their manners, not to become perfect for you, but to become sincere before their Creator. They see their feelings not as a reason to fall, but as a sign to rise. And when someone loves you but chooses worship instead of sin, silence instead of showing off, discipline instead of indulgence, that is not ordinary. It is rare. It is pure. And it is one of the clearest hidden signs that their love is not built on desire, but built on deen. They ask Allah to remove them if they're not meant for you. The most powerful sign of true love is often the quietest one. A person who truly loves you from the heart, for the sake of Allah, does not hold on tightly to what may not be written. Instead, they place their love in the hands of the one who knows what is best. They say in secret, "Ya Allah, if I am not good for this person, if I am not part of what will bring them closer to you, remove me gently. Take me away without pain. Protect their peace, even if it costs me mine." This is not weakness. This is not a lack of care. This is a love that fears causing harm more than it fears being alone. They are not desperate to stay. They are not obsessed with being chosen. They are concerned about what is right, not just what feels good. They want what is halal, clean, and guided. And if they are not the answer to your dua, they ask Allah to give you better, even if it breaks their heart. This is a hidden form of strength, a quiet surrender, a private prayer wrapped in sabr and full of trust. They don't chase you. They chase Allah's plan. They are not attached to the outcome. They are attached to what is true. And when someone is ready to walk away for your own good, when they ask Allah to close the door if that's what brings you closer to Him, that is not the end of love. That is the highest form of it. It is love with adab. It is love with sabr. It is love with tawakkul. Ya Allah, if someone holds love for me in silence, guard their heart with peace. If I hold love in mine but the time is not right, fill my heart with patience. Let our feelings never lead us away from you. Make our emotions a path to your closeness. Let this love, if it is written, raise our souls in worship, not pull them down in weakness. Ya Allah, keep it hidden, keep it sincere, keep it clean, protect it from showing before it's blessed. Preserve it until it becomes a mercy, not a distraction, until it becomes halal, not a fitna. And if it is not meant, if it is not good for our hearts, our deen, or our ahira, then take it away gently. Remove it with softness. Don't let it break us, let it guide us. Grant me a love that breathes in dua, a love that grows quietly, a love that waits for what is lawful, a love that you accept. Let it be sacred, not seen. Let it be sincere, not spoken. Let it be safe with you. Ameen.